Today, the members of the Science and Security Board moved the hands of the Doomsday Clock forward, largely, though not exclusively, because of the mounting dangers in the war in Ukraine. We moved the clock forward the closest it has ever been to midnight. It is now 90 seconds to midnight. In 2020, when we first set the clock at 100 seconds to midnight, I stood before you and noted that the world had entered the realm of a 2-minute warning, a period when danger is high and the margin for error is low. I noted then that the moving of the clock closer to midnight moves us into a period that requires newfound vigilance and focus from leaders and citizens alike. The move from minutes to seconds emphasizes our proximity to midnight. When the Science and Security Board kept the clock at 100 seconds to midnight in January 2022, we called out Ukraine as a potential flashpoint in an increasingly tense international security environment. We noted that without swift and focused action, truly catastrophic events were more likely. February 2022, weeks after our announcement, our fears were borne out when Russia invaded Ukraine. In March of 2022, the Bulletin issued a statement that condemned the illegal and dangerous invasion of Ukraine by Russia and called on all countries to denounce Russia's actions and President Putin's outrageous threats of nuclear use. Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons remind the world that escalation of the conflict by accident, intention, or miscalculation is a terrible risk. The possibilities that the conflict could spin out of anyone's control remains high. As UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned this past August, the world has entered a time of nuclear danger not seen since the height of the Cold War. The war's effects also undermine global efforts to combat climate change, as countries dependent on Russian oil and gas have expanded investment in natural gas, and Russia's false accusations that Ukraine planned to use radiological dispersal devices, chemical weapons, and biological weapons take on a new meaning as well. There is no clear path for forging a just peace that discourages future aggression under the shadow of nuclear threat. The US government, its NATO allies, and Ukraine have a multitude of channels for dialogue. We urge leaders to explore all of them to their fullest ability.